Do you want to learn how to make braised lamb boobs? Of course you do. Alright, it's braised lamb breast, okay? It's not an actual, like a lamb boob. But that's no fun to put on there, is it? Braised lamb breast with onions. This is a really simple recipe. It's cheap and it's delicious. So stay tuned and you'll find out how to make it. Now, I've made this a few times. It's not actually my recipe. It comes from a chef called Simon Hopkinson. You can find him on YouTube. He's done plenty of cooking shows. He's a really talented chef. I'd say visit his channel and subscribe, but I don't think he has one. He doesn't need any help because he's a successful TV chef. And I'm just an idiot waffling in my kitchen with a beer. Now, before we dive into it, please do the usual thing, like, share and subscribe. And click the bell, the grey notification bell, allow all notifications, so Susan at YouTube will send you a personal message saying Adam's uploaded a video. Now we've got that out of the way, what do we need to do first? Lamb boobs. Let's sort these out. Right, lamb breast. Let's talk about them. Get them out of their packaging. I think I've bought more than what I actually need. Now, they are horrendous looking things. All right, looks like something you'd find at Ed Gein's house. Look at it. But these are basically the pork belly of the lamb world. They're essentially the same sort of cut. They are cheap as chips. I mean, this whole piece here cost me like 4 or 5 quid. And they range from anywhere between 3 quid to about 5 quid. But I got these from the butcher, so I know they're good quality. You can pick them up in the bigger supermarkets as well. They'll already be boned out, already rolled, tied up, etc. Generally, they might be a bit cheaper in the supermarket. I don't know, but I went to the butcher, Andrew Sykes in Leicester, fabulous butcher. I asked her to bone them out, which she's done nicely. Fantastic job there. And you can keep the bones as well. You can use those for stocks and soups. But what I'm going to do now is, because I need about 1.6 kilos. Well, I need to weigh it, don't I? Yeah, of course. Be right back. Right, so I've weighed them. We've actually got just the right amount we need. We're about 100 grams off, so it's 1.5 kilo. It doesn't matter if you're a little bit over or under, just roughly 1.6 kilos. So what I'm going to do with these, flop you there, is I'm going to season the inside. Now, in Simon Hopkinson's recipe, in the video that he doesn't do that. I am going to, because I can. What? You can smell the lamb, can't you, bud? So I'm going to add a bit of white pepper and some salt. Now, he uses fine salt, but I haven't got any of that. This is going to have to be Maldon. And what I'm going to do now is basically roll it up. I'm going to start with the thin end and kind of work it. Just keep rolling all the way till you get to the end, just like that. And then we need to tie it up with some string. I had to go into 7 bloody shops today just to find a bit of string. I mean, you'd use butcher's twine if you've got it. I couldn't find any of that either, so I'm just using string. I don't know if it's food safe, so I don't recommend that you use it, but I can't be arsed. I'm sure I'm going to be fine, and I'm not going to die of string poisoning. So what I need to do, look, you can get your butcher to do this already. You know, 9 times out of 10 you buy them from the supermarket, they're already done like this. I'm not going to do any fancy butcher's knots because I can't do it. I'm just going to put 2 or 3 bits of string, just tie it off. This just keeps them secure so it don't fall apart. Like that. I'll put another one in the middle and another one at the end. I literally repeat that with all 3 lamb breasts, and then we're going to brown them off. Right, so here are our lovely, beautiful, tied up, seasoned lamb breasts. What I'm going to do is just trim off this end bit here on this side, because it's kind of got a big lump of fat and gristly bits. I don't want that, so I'm just going to tidy it up. Might just tidy this end up as well. Just squares it off, makes it look a bit neater, doesn't it? And actually you can see the cross section here as well. Got all that wonderful meat in there. Okay, you'd be surprised how much meat you get on a lamb breast. I know they're quite thin, but look. But when you roll it up like that, you can see how much meat you've got. And all that fat in there is going to render down and make it juicy and lovely. Now I'm not going to throw all these trimmings away. I'll keep those, maybe for stocks or stews. You know, I might mince them up and make a burger. Something like that. Let's stick these on the plate, ready to go. Look at that, all that lamb, look. It's going to feed a lot of people. So I'm going to leave those to one side because now we need the same weight of meat in onions. So I'm going to go and bloody weigh those as well. Right. Might as well use the same knife. It's all going in the same pot, isn't it? Now I know that is a lot of onion, but what you've got to remember is onion breaks down like to next to nothing because they contain a lot of water. I'm not going to make you stand here, well, you're probably sitting down, but I'm not going to make you watch me peel and slice, what's that, 6 or 8 onions. I'll just show you the first one. Right, it's nothing complicated. I can get the onion pubes off, as we say. Get rid of all this business, all this junk. I need a little bowl really, don't I? Put all the crap in. Okay, and then it's just as simple as cut the onion in half and then just slice it into like slices like that. Alright, so I'm going to crack on with these and I'll see you in a second. So, if you've ever wondered what over 1.5 kilos of sliced onion looks like, there you go. It's a lot of onion. And if you've ever wondered what someone looks like after slicing 1.6 kilograms worth of onions, this is what you're going to look like. Right, they don't show that on the TV, do they? Don't get that on Flipping This Morning with Holly and Phil. Right? You accept TV chefs, they probably have like an intern or a professional onion slicer out the back crying. So yeah, but so if you can get through that, you can get through anything in life. Fuck. Right, so that is the hardest bit done, okay? Slicing the onions, prepping the lamb breast, that's the hardest part. But in the recipe it says use a large lidded pot, nice heavy one, to brown off the lamb. Start all your cooking that way. I haven't got a big enough pot, so I'm going to have to brown my lamb separately and then put it in the other pot. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of rapeseed oil to this pan. He uses olive oil, I haven't got any at the minute. So I'm going to get that onto a high heat. It's starting to get nice and hot, so we'll get them in. Now in his recipe, he seasons the lamb breasts before they go in the pan. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to season them afterwards. That way the salt and the pepper's not going to fall off. So I'm going to get them nice and brown first, then I'll season them up. Right, so now we've got some colour on those lamb breasts. Look at that. Right, it's all flavour. I'm going to take these out. And again, because I'm not cooking them in the same pan that I browned them, I've had to kind of adapt the recipe to suit me. Which is what cooking's all about, isn't it? But I'm going to discard that extra bit of fat. And I'm just going to add a touch of water, just a little bit, just to lift off any of those sort of lamb, sort of burnt bits. The fond, as they say. Ah! Exploded.
Exploded. What's your profanity?
Oh, God, I'm covered in bleeding lamb fat and juices now. See, don't show this on the telly either, when your own food spits at you. So I'm just going to add that to the pan, the one that we're going to use to cook the lamb breasts in. I've also preheated my oven to gas mark 2. Conversions will be up on the screen. So we basically now just need to, well, get everything assembled in the oven. Right, so all we need to do is take half of our onions and just kind of add them to the bottom of the pan. So you've got like a bed to sit your lamb upon. Okay, then I'm going to take my lamb breasts and I'm going to season these up. It's on top. Turn them over. Season the other side as well. Yes, I've used the other hand because I know I touched the lamb. And again with some white pepper. Get it on there. Okay, and then these should just tuck in here nicely. Hopefully they fit. Yeah, they're going to fit. They're going to shrink as well. Get those on there. Then you want to add the rest of your onions. Oh, this is going to look dicey, this. Is it all going to fit? Now the last thing, I'm going to add a couple of bay leaves. Now I'm going to call Simon Hopkinson out on this, and also BBC, because on the website and in the clip, it tells you 1 bay leaf.
Then pop in a bay leaf and cover with the rest of the onions.
But look at this, right? Look closer, there's actually 2 in the pot. So I've added 2. There we go. What now? What do I need to do now? Oh, lid. There we go. One thing I forgot to tell you, before I put the lid on and put this in the oven, I made what they call a cartouche, okay? It sounds fancy, but all it is basically a disc of baking parchment, greaseproof paper, kind of cut to a dimension a little bit bigger than the dish itself. Scrunch it up, rinse it under the tap, fold it back out again, and kind of put that on top. As Simon Hopkinson says, and it is true what he says, it's not just a chefy gimmick. Okay, it works, because what happens is all that moisture and the steam that comes up hits the top of this rather than a dry hot lid. So you keep in all that moisture, all that flavour. So yeah, do that. Now that needs a long ass time, like we're talking 2.5 to 3 hours. Nice and low and slow. You can't rush it because it'll be tough and chewy and nasty. You need time for that fat to render out all the juices and everything to come together. The meat's nice and tender, so give it time. And you've got like 3 hours now to, I don't know, do what you want. Play with yourself, play with someone else, count all the grains in a bag of rice, spray paint your duvet, whatever you want to do really, just you've got time to kill. He's flipping chasing his tail. So I'm going to chill out and drink some beer for 3 hours, so I might be pissed by the time I come back to you. Well, it'll be 3 hours for me, it's going to be a couple of seconds to you, innit? Cheers. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to test to see if this lamb is done. Put the knife in. Yeah, you've got a little bit of resistance there because you still want a bit of chew. Okay, you don't want it to be like completely mushy. I don't think anyway. But that lamb is done to perfection. So what I'm going to do is take them out and pop them in a roasting tray. I've turned the oven down to its lowest setting. What do we need? Foil. Yeah. Oh, might as well use all of it. It's the last bit. Oh. Yeah, well, because there's something for you to play with. That, you get it, kill it. That's going to sit on top. Just kind of cover it up. And that can now sit in the oven. Now just kind of finish it off, keep it warm, whilst we tend to the onions. Oh, he really is playing with it. So what I've got here is a bowl with a sieve. And what we need to do is take our onions. Now you'll notice there's a lot of liquid, okay? Well, there should be. It's actually not that much this time. You don't really need to add any extra liquid when you make this, because it should rely just on the juices from the onions and also the lamb. I have found in the past, like this time, there's not actually a lot of liquid, but if you find there's not enough liquid, you want a bit more, you can always add a bit of lamb stock, bit of veg stock, bit of chicken stock even. So I'm going to leave that there dripping away for a few minutes, take out the bay leaves as well, and then put the onions back in the pan. Now you'll notice with this liquid, as it kind of sits for a bit, all the fat, you can see there, look, will start to come to the surface. You don't really want that in the finished dish because it's going to be too greasy, it's going to be too heavy, so you want to take that out. Now you can just skim it off with a spoon, but I did see in Simon Hopkinson's video that you used kitchen paper and just kind of dabbed it off on the top. Use whatever method you feel best, okay? I haven't got any kitchen paper, so I'm going to have to use a spoon. I've skimmed off most of the fat, there's probably a little bit left in there, but that's fine, it's just going to add a bit of flavour, but you don't want it too greasy. Okay, so I'm going to add the sort of stock juices back in, and I am going to add a little bit of lamb stock. Okay, the recipe says you don't need this, but like I said before, sometimes you don't get enough juices come out the lamb and the onions, so I'm going to add like half of one of these jelly pot things, Knorr jelly stocks. Go in with a bit of water. There's probably about 150ml, 200ml. Use your eye, and again, you might not actually need to do that. Okay, just going to stir that in, and I'm going to get that back onto a heat. And basically what you want to do is bring that to a simmer and just reduce it back down a little bit, just to kind of concentrate the flavours, get it all nice and concentrated. But whilst that's getting on with that, we'll get on and chop the parsley. Now normally when I use parsley, you kind of tend to use that flat leaf stuff, don't you? But this recipe calls for like the curly stuff, which is nice as well. It's just not as easy to get hold of anymore because the flat leaf stuff has become more fashionable. Make sure you wash it, but all we're going to do is just chop it up. And also what I'm going to do is add some anchovies. Now in his recipe he uses anchovy essence, but you can also use just ordinary anchovies as well. I think the recipe calls for like something like 2 to 3 tablespoons of anchovy essence, or it says like a few anchovies. Now you're going to be thinking probably like, what the hell, flipping lamb and anchovies? It works, it really does work. And I'm just going to chop that up nice and fine, almost into like a paste. Right, so we've reduced that sauce down, intensified those flavours, so we're going to go in now with the anchovies. Get them in. Now I know it sounds gipping, I know, but it's not, trust me. Then you want about a tablespoon of red wine vinegar, in with the parsley as well.
Hello, my name is Adam, and I wasn't paying attention to the camera, and my memory card was full and so stopped recording. Basically the sauce is ready and I'm now about to plate up. Sorry. Right, okay, let's get one of these lovely lamb breasts. And if I cut into this, it should be nice and tender and juicy and lovely. And I'm going to cut myself off a nice few slices. Sneak that one underneath there. Listen, you're not going to faff about with this when you have your dinner, are you? But I can't do that as a YouTuber. I've got to make it look fancy on the thumbnail, haven't I? Then what you do is you take your sauce and you kind of plop them around the outside. But there we have it. Look, there is my braised lamb boobies in onions. Well, it's not mine, it's Simon Hopkinson's, but it's nice. So there we have it. Braised lamb breasts, cooked in onions, courtesy of Simon Hopkinson. Honestly, give it a go. Alright, yes, you've got to slice and flip and chop up loads of onions. You've got to prep the lamb breasts, but that's the hardest bit about it. Then you just got to wait. But at the end of it, you've got a nice, satisfying meal. But look, pick up some lamb breasts. I mean, this will feed like 6, 8 people. Some of the onions, get some veg on there, some potatoes, you're golden. But anyway, I'm going to bugger off, leave you all alone, because I need to finish this because it's like 7:30 at night. I trapped him out again. Coming in? Thank you. I think you'll find is the word. Liberties. Fucking flies again. Oh. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, do the usual thing, stick a like on it, share it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see your gorgeous faces in the next video. Bye for now. Oh god, I didn't clean the flipping board when it's all grease on the bottom of the... fucking messed that up, didn't I?